The Senate has just adjourned. The Democrats were going to try to keep it open throughout the weekend so that they could, I don't know, either make a statement or perhaps even try to bring up the legislation that passed the House, which is the exact same identical bill that passed the Senate on December 19th that would have reopened the government and given Donald Trump $1.6 trillion for his damn wall. But it wasn't enough, right? And so Mitch McConnell said, no, we're not going to hold a vote on that. He's been saying it all week. We're not going to hold a vote on that because Donald Trump will veto it. Well, the simple reality is if Donald Trump vetoed it, there are more than enough votes in the Senate. This passed unanimously on December 19th. Now, even assuming that a number of these Republican senators are going to say, oh, no, I'm going to stand with Donald Trump now, times are different, there's still 66 votes in the Senate to override a veto, particularly when you consider 22 senators, Republican senators, looking at re-election in a little over a year and a half. And so you got that. And then in the House of Representatives, they just passed a piece of legislation that says that federal employees who got screwed, who didn't get their paychecks, will be made whole. That's not going to help the contractors, and it's not going to help people who now their entire budget has been all just blown up because they've got, fees and penalties and all they bounced checks. I mean, whatever it may be, suddenly they're behind, particularly people like the TSA workers who are pretty much at the bottom of the federal pay scale, who are, in many cases living hand to mouth. In fact, Miami has just announced, the Miami airport has just announced that Saturday, from noon Saturday until as I recall, 6 a.m. Sunday morning, and then from noon or 1 p.m. Sunday until the same time Monday morning, they're shutting down Terminal G in the Miami airport. That's the terminal that is used mostly by United Airlines. So it's starting to bite. And they're doing this because in Miami, the TSA workers are calling in at almost twice the national rate, calling in sick. When in fact, probably what they're doing is they're taking part-time jobs. They're getting gigs as Uber drivers or TaskRabbits or whatever it may be. And, or finding something in the newspaper, some way to get actual cash to make it through. And on this program on Tuesday, I think it was, I suggested that if there were any TSA employees listening, and I know that typically there are, because every time I go through an airport, not every time, but probably every other time I go through an airport, at least one TSA person recognizes me. Typically after they see my name on on my ID. So if you're listening, TSA folks, and it's always nice to say hi to you in line, but if you're listening, the leverage that you have, the leverage that TSA has that will drive Trump and the Republicans nuts is the pre-line, the pre-check line. The pre-check line, many just regular coach, frequent flyers qualify. In fact, probably the majority of people who are pre are just very, very frequent flyers. And Pre is now selling this. I think it's $75 for 5 years or something like that to get pre-checked. But also, if you get a first-class ticket on any airline, you are pretty much automatically in Pre. I mean, the airlines do that for you. And so if you shut down the pre-check lines, you're going to be hitting the members of Congress going home, which they're doing today. You're going to be hitting the lobbyists going home. You're going to be hitting the big money people who are flying around, the ones who have enough money, but they can't quite afford a private jet. You're not going to get the CEOs, but you're going to get everybody else, and you're going to create some serious disruption. Well, disruption is the wrong word. I'm not advocating disrupting our air traffic control system, but shall we say it would draw some attention. Because I know a lot of people who have Pre, I'm one of them, don't show up at the airport 2 hours in advance because they know that it's going to take them 10 minutes to get through the line. So, they show up 30 minutes in advance, go through the lines, stop at the bathroom, and go right to the gate and get on the plane. I mean, that's about it, right? All of a sudden, now they're throwing in a line that's an hour and a half long. Things are going to change. So, just an idea.